Hi guys, today we're doing 11.5 and it's dealing with multiplication of integers. And just like we had with addition of integers, we had some special rules to follow. We have some special rules that apply to multiplication of integers. And out of all of it, really the multiplication and division of integers is the easiest part because there are two things we have to remember. The first one is if I'm multiplying a positive number and a negative number, my answer will always be negative. Okay? If I'm multiplying two integers that have the same sign, like a positive times a positive, my answer is going to be positive. And if I'm multiplying a negative times a negative, my answer is going to be positive. So these are the two rules that I have to remember for multiplication and division. Is that multiplying one number positive, one number that's negative, answer is always negative. Multiplying two numbers that are the same sign, no matter if they're positive or negative, the answer will always be positive. So let's take a look at our examples here, okay? I've got two of them done here for you, okay? First thing for this example, it's 5 times a negative 7. Check out, how many negative signs are there? We've got one negative sign and one positive. So I'm going to simply go 5 times 7, which I know is 35. And because there's one negative sign, my answer is negative 35. Over here, guess what? I did my math totally wrong. 0 times negative 2 is always going to be 0. And remember, 0 can be neither positive or negative. Okay, check out this example down here. Okay, I've got two negative signs. Remember my rule, if I multiply two negatives, my answer is always going to be positive. And so my answer is a positive 6. Here, I'm multiplying 9 times 8, which I know is 72, and then I check out how many signs there are. There's two signs. They're both the same sign. So my answer has to be a positive 72. So let's do the examples here and let's see how you did. Okay, first thing off, let's go ahead and multiply the number. 8 times 9 is 72. How many negative signs do I have there? I'm multiplying one positive and one negative. So my answer has to be a negative 72. Here, they make it a little tricky on us. They give us three numbers. That's no problem. Remember, we always multiply left to right, and then I need to check out my negatives. In my negatives, I have 1, and so my answer is going to be negative. And I have 2 times 7 is 14. 14 times 3 is 42. Okay, another way I could have done is 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 7 is 42. Okay, now let's double check down here at the bottom. Okay, turn the board around. Check out the numbers. Okay, how many negative signs do I have? I have 2. So because I have 2, my answer has to be positive. And now I'm just going to multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24 is my answer. Over here, I've got two negative signs again, so my answer has to be positive. Now we just multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, so did you notice something as we were doing our problems here? This is what I want you to catch. When I multiply two negatives, my answer was positive. There is a correlation or a pattern that happens. Whenever I multiply by an even amount of negative signs, so 2, 4, 6, 8, if I'm multiplying it and if I got even amount of negative signs, my answer is always going to be positive. And the same goes for when I'm multiplying odd amount of integers. So if I have 1 odd number or 3 odd numbers or 5 odd numbers, my answer will always be negative. Okay, so that's a nice little shortcut that we do. Go ahead and multiply your numbers across. Last step is add up your negative signs. If it's a positive amount of negative signs, it's going to be a positive answer. Okay, guys, have a great day. That's it. Enjoy.